can say where the road goes, where the day flows.
So before we get into this video, I just want to thank every single one of you for voting. I had much more votes than I thought I would, and this makes this top 5 more interesting because there's more votes and a more variety of people are having their say. Now I know a lot of people did their top 5 maps in the comments, even though I asked for one map. What I did is if they did their top 5 maps, I got their first 2 maps and the last 3 I just didn't use. So if you did a top 5 maps, your first 2 I used, and then the rest I just didn't. So anyway, this is the top 5 maps from you guys. So coming into our number 5 spot, we have Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, Kino de Toten and Ascension that all came in at a whopping 1 vote. Now the rest of this top 5 doesn't have any crossovers, they're all just one singular map. But obviously there's going to be some crossovers in this top 5 somewhere. They all come at number 5 with only 1 vote. So coming into our number 4 spot is Mob of the Dead with 3 votes. Now everybody knows that I hate Mob of the Dead with a passion. I do not like Mob of the Dead at all. But I knew some of you guys, and honestly most of you guys, do have Mob of the Dead in your top 5s. A lot of people out there think Mob of the Dead is the best map of all time, and everyone disagrees with me on this one. So I knew Mob of the Dead would come in the top 5 somewhere. I thought it would be a bit more higher up, to be fair, but I can see why people put... Actually, no, I can't see why people put Mob of the Dead first, but Mob of the Dead is at number 4. So coming into 3rd position with 4 votes, barely beating Mob of the Dead, is Der Eisendrache. Now, I've got to quickly say that somebody on PlayStation about 15 minutes ago just commented, or just messaged me saying, Der Eisendrache is my favourite map, and Gerod Crovey is my 2nd favourite map. So, if it wasn't for that comment there, Mob of the Dead would have been drawing with Der Eisendrache, but it barely wins Der Eisendrache, literally by a skin of a tooth. Der Eisendrache wins. So, Der Eisendrache, I do agree with this. On my top 5 maps, I've put Der Eisendrache 5th, 3rd or 4th, cannot remember off the top of my head, but Der Eisendrache, I do agree with this. We've got the staffs, well, the bows, aka the staffs. We have the original characters, which everybody obviously loves, and overall, Der Eisendrache is a really, really loved map by the community, and I knew this map would come in here somewhere, but Der Eisendrache is the number 3 spot. So Gerod Crovey comes in at number 2 with 7 votes. Now, Gerod Crovey is one of my favourite maps of all time, I've got to agree with this. And Gerod Crovey, I know why people love this map. It's got a very Derice feel, this map. So, just say the 3 teleporters on Derice, we've got A, B and C. Gerod Crovey has got the 3 dragon commands in next to enough in the exact same places. It is a bit bigger than Derice, I'll give you that, or the Giant, but it's got a very Derice feel. The map is not tedious in any way, shape or form. You could get Pack-a-Punch whilst playing, you can get the Gauntlet of Siegfried whilst playing. There's a lot of things you can do in a normal game of zombies, which on Sets of Benishima, Shadows of Evil, you have to work to get. You would have to point whore to the max. On Gerod Crovey, you could do that while playing. You could do that, you could get Pack-a-Punch on like round 20, and it wouldn't really be that much of a problem. Gerod Crovey is not tedious in any way, shape or form. Now, another reason this map's loved is because of the Mark III it brung in, and of course the PPSH which is one of the reasons I love this map and makes it really high. And overall this map has a brilliant layout. Obviously, like I said, it's close to Derice, which is another fan favourite map, and Gerod Crovey honestly deserves the number 2 spot. So coming into 1st position is Origins. Now Origins is the most loved map of all time in my opinion. The amount of support Origins gets, it's up there with the likes of Mob of the Dead, with Gerod Crovey at this point actually, but Origins, there's no surprise here. I had a funny feeling in my head that Origins would be the number 1 position. Origins only beating Gerod Crovey by 1 vote, which I thought it'd win by a landslide, but obviously Origins, the reasons it's loved, it did bring in 4 wonder weapons, which everybody loves. Obviously this was returned in Der Eisendrache, so it's given inspiration to another fan favourite map, so that's always good. We had the OG characters, this was the introduction of the 2.0 characters, and the intro cutscene for all that was insane. This is where the storyline really kicked off for Jason Blundell. Jason Blundell did direct Mob of the Dead, so that wasn't his first, but this was where the storyline kind of started getting into character for him personally, and the storyline has really took off from there. Origins is a really big fan favourite map, and a lot of things in Black Ops 3 has been inspired from Origins. Anyway, this has been the top 5 maps of all time. Leave a comment in the description of if you agree with this, if you don't agree with this. Leave a like on the video, and as always,